Alright, so let's have a quick discussion about progression. So this is something that I need to remind myself of all the time when I'm learning things, or maybe I'm not learning things as fast as I want to. We need to remember that we need to set small goals and we need to achieve small things to see a constant level of progression. Because if we are setting large goals all the time, yeah, we might be hitting them every 6 months, maybe once a year, depending on how big these steps are. And if we've only got one level of progression at a time in 6 months, we can feel stagnant, we can feel like we're hitting really large plateaus, we can get really disheartened. I like to think about it as ladders and rungs on ladders. So if you have a ladder that has massive rungs, it's it's going to be harder to climb up these rungs, and you have to put in more effort, and you need to be stretching yourself a lot further to just go up one rung. But if you have small rungs, it becomes smoother and easier to climb up these rungs. So this is the first phase of progression and looking at how we can assess ourselves. So instead of having large rung ladders, I want you to throw that away and I want you to use small rungs. Now, another thing we need to understand about these small rung ladders is not every step is the same, and not every step is the same for every person. So, on an ideal ladder, every single rung would be dry, would have good grip, would be firm, and it would just be another thing that we could just pass over. But for some people, some rungs are loose. Maybe they're covered in grease. Maybe they take multiple different times to grasp. Maybe when you're climbing up, you just can't get your hand on it because you just can't grip it and you need to go past it. And as you're coming up, your feet, aka when you've built all that foundational learning above you and you've understood the game better, you can then use that rung and learn that rung and get past it with your feet. And now, one thing we need to realize is that these greasy, loose, unstable rungs for us may be completely different for other people. So we should not assess ourselves on other people's ladders, because we might have something, say it's just turning in a tight wrap and we just want to come underneath the shield and up into their elbow, armpit, sorry. Say if we're doing this and we always get cane in the arm, and we can't do it, and then we're looking at other people and they've just looked at that rung and going, oh yeah, I'll just grab that rung and off I go. And it seems like they're doing it really quickly and easily, and for us we're not. But we should not assess that, because say maybe it only took you 5 minutes to learn a perfect snap, or maybe not a perfect snap, but a reasonably good level snap. But that same person that breezed past your greasy rung, they struggled with that snap. They're always throwing into the top corner, they weren't throwing high enough, they weren't rotating their arm the right way. So this is why assessing yourself on someone else's rung is not a great way to assess yourself. You need to look at your ladder, you need to assess the size of each rung that you have first of all. Then two, you need to assess what kind of rung do you have in front of you. Is this a smooth rung? Is this a greasy rung? Is it just one that's slightly wobbly and it's just going to take a little bit of time? When you figure that out, you can figure out, okay, do I move on to a more stable rung for now and get a better foothold and then readdress? Or do you just stay at that one rung for a little bit of time? But regardless of how long it takes you to climb this ladder, you will get to the top as long as you keep trying and keep going for different rungs. So remember, focus on your own ladder, decipher what rung you are on at the time, and keep at it. You'll get there.